And here is Brian Dutcher on the Corky's Hotline on XX 1090. Coach, I suppose it's congratulations. Thank you very much. Darren Smith, how we doing?
Good, Darren. Couldn't be any happier today.
Well, I'm glad. And I didn't get a chance to see or hear the press conference, but you guys had one earlier this afternoon, correct?
Yep. Jim Sturk, Coach Fisher, and I all had an opportunity to speak to the media about Coach's new 4-year contract and me being named coach in waiting.
Okay. How did that go earlier today? What was the press conference feel like? Because a lot of times you had Steve Fisher up there, it's Jim Sturk up there, and now this is the time where you get to share that table with everybody else.
Well, I was a rookie compared to those two. They're pretty polished, but I think I did a decent job.
Well, congratulations on that. And how did the ball get rolling in this direction here? How long has this been in the works for you guys?
You know, I think formally probably toward the end of the season. Coach had discussions when Jim first came on board about his thoughts about me and a succession plan. But Jim waited, wanted to evaluate, I guess, my performance and talk to Steve further on it. And it finally all came together as far as a contract when Steve signed his probably a week or so ago.
Oh, okay. So you must have did pretty well then, I guess, last year, huh? If he was looking at your performance.
Well, the team did very well, and I was a beneficiary of that.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, how does this whole work now? I mean, this is a different position than you've ever been in before, unless I'm missing something. You've never been the coach in waiting. So how does it feel to really know that this is your job whenever it is that Steve Fisher decides to hang it up?
It's a great feeling to know that Coach doesn't have to feel like he has to rush out of here to get me the job after a great season, that he can stay as long as he'd like to stay, which I hope is a long, long stay because I enjoy working for him so much. I learn something every day, and that he has peace of mind. The program has a seamless transition that when he does leave, that I will be taking over as head coach.
So you hope that he lasts throughout the duration of the contract. You don't hope he says at the end of the season, you know what, Dutch, it's your time. You take over this thing.
I hope this isn't his last contract. I hope he stays as long as he'd like to stay. And he has a passion for it. You can see it. Anybody that has been to the games or seen him on TV or interviews, he loves what he does. He loves San Diego State University. And I just feel grateful every day I get to come and work with him.
Well, how much of this is the loyalty? How much of this is the continuity? How much of this also is, Steve Fisher is in his upper 60s here. You never know the way people might recruit against that. I mean, did you guys talk about that? Is that all big part of the plans here that you guys have?
Absolutely. Recruiting plays a huge piece in this. There's a lot of gray area that goes on recruiting, and a lot of people will look at Coach's age and say, hey, you go to San Diego State, there's no guarantee he's going to be there for you. He might retire, and then who's going to coach you? Who will be left? You'll have to play for someone new. And this gives us a chance to say, when and if Coach retires, you know who your next head coach is going to be. There's going to be continuity to the program, and we're not going to miss a beat. We're going to keep rolling in the right direction.
We're talking to Brian Dutcher on XX 1090, assistant head coach and now coach in waiting at with the Aztecs. How often does that happen? I mean, you spend a lot of time out on the road in kids' living rooms and recruiting players. How often do they ask about the future of Steve Fisher?
Well, it happened a lot this offseason. When we recruited Dwayne Poley and J.J. O'Brien, 2 transfers we brought in, that was a question posed to Coach Fisher and our staff by both families and both kids. So it's not something that just happens. Other teams put that seed in their minds. They say, hey, is the coach that recruited you going to be there? And there's no guarantee of that, but at least they know now that if Coach leaves, they know who their head coach is going to be. So, yes, other people use that against us. I'm sure they use it against Jim Boeheim at Syracuse, who has had Mike Hopt as coach in waiting for a number of years. So this is not totally unheard of in college basketball. I think Tom Izzo was a coach in waiting at one time to Judd Heathcote. So it's something that happens, and I'm glad that Jim Sturk and the administration at San Diego State felt I was deserving of that.
They always say, all is fair in love and war, and to an extent recruiting. Is that something there? Is that considered negative recruiting? Is that considered a little bit unethical to go out and recruit that way?
I don't know if unethical is a word. I mean, we've always been our recruiting is sell our own program and don't worry about what other programs are doing and what their coaches are thinking. We just try to put forth what we're involved in, what our thoughts for that player are, and what a great university this is. So that's something we would not do, but that does not mean other people won't.
So they offer you the job, and they say, hey, Dutch, I mean, you've been with Steve Fisher for how long? 20
plus years.
So has this
88, 89 at Michigan.
A long time. I mean, longer than some of the kids that you're recruiting here. Have you guys ever brought this up before? I mean, did you guys ever talk about this before it formally came up in this situation?
No, there's an unspoken language between Coach and I. I know he always wanted the best for me. He's talked me out of a number of jobs. I think he always had in mind that this would be the best one for me. I've always listened to his advice, heeded his advice, and at this point right now, I'm grateful that I did.
So he's talked you out of other head coaching jobs?
He's talked me out of other positions, yes. And like I said, I never felt like I've needed to self-promote or tell everybody what interviews I've had or haven't had. I've always loved the job I've had, and it's the only one I'm interested in having, and I love coming to work every day.
You don't think that there's any situation out there, I mean, for fans who are college football fans, and I'm sure you know this, Coach, and we're talking to Brian Dutcher on XX1090, Will Muschamp forever, I mean, well, not forever, for a couple years was the coach in waiting for the University of Texas for the Longhorns, and everybody thought he would replace Mack Brown. Then he gets an opportunity to go to the University of Florida, and he takes that job, and he's now their head coach getting set for season number 1. Can you even entertain the possibility that a situation would come up, that another job would come up, where you would go and accept that rather than be the coach in waiting at San Diego State?
I can't see that possibility right now, Darren. This is my dream job. I've been here for 12 years. I've had a daughter graduate from here. I have another daughter that's going into her junior year here at San Diego State, and I love this place. I love this university and everything it stands for. So I'm willing to wait. As long as Coach wants to be here, I want him here. But this is the job I'm dreaming about.
Do you become you are the assistant head coach? Do you become the head coach? Do your responsibilities change at all?
I don't think so. One of the reasons I've loved working for Coach is that he gives his assistants great responsibility. There are a lot of programs where, as an assistant, you sit there and you watch the head coach work, and you don't really get a chance to get involved. But Coach Fisher has always let good assistants do their job, and whether it's Jim Tomey or Justin Hudson, Mark Hughes, Greg Gottlieb, we've always had great assistants here. And now it's Mark Fisher and Tony Bland and Brian Dutcher. And so we've all enjoyed working for Coach. We all feel like we have input into the direction this program's going.
You've seen the movie Hoosiers, right?
Absolutely.
Do you think that Coach Fisher will get himself tossed out of a couple games so you can take the clipboard and lead?
Well, only if we're behind. I'm sure he would consider it at that point, but never when we're ahead.
Right, man. That's one of the great scenes in the movie where he's like, "Come on, throw me out," and he wants his assistants to take over on that spot.
I don't think I can see that happening, but I think Coach he loves being on that court too much, so that's why I don't think he's looking to leave anytime soon.
And you feel you're ready to be a head coach. I mean, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but you feel like, just big picture theoretically, you're ready for this responsibility.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I've grown up around the game, Darren. I've been blessed to be a coach's son. My dad was a head coach at Eastern Michigan and the University of Minnesota, and I've grown up around the game. And so I feel like my whole life is preparing me for this moment. Will I be the same coach as Steve Fisher? I doubt it. I have to take a little bit of everything I've learned along the way, from Steve Fisher to Lou Henson when I was at Illinois to my father Jim Dutcher at Minnesota, and try to take the best of all of them and be the coach I'm supposed to be.
So you want to talk to the media after the game? You want to sit down there with Leitner and do a post-game interview?
Love it. Can't wait. Teddy and I will have a great talk.
Yeah, because he ain't going anywhere either, by the way.
No, Teddy and I are going to be here together.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's a great day up there for all of you guys as well, and I do. I love when colleges do this, whether it's football, whether it's basketball. I think it's great. I think it certainly says an awful lot about the continuity, about the university, about the plan, that it's not just for a couple of years, but that it's going to last well into the future as well. Coach, honestly, really, really happy for you. Excited for everybody up there at San Diego State, so congratulations to all you guys.
Thanks a lot, Darren.
You got it. Brian Dutcher here on XX1090.